She stunned the world by dethroning Iga Swiatek at Wimbledon. Now Alex Eala faces an even bigger mountain to climb. The 21-year-old Filipina sensation is stepping onto the court against the woman who ended her Asian Games dream, the reigning Olympic gold medalist Zheng Qinwen. This isn't just another match. This is redemption. This is history in the making, and it's happening right now at the Mubadala DC Open. Can the world number 28 pull off the biggest upset of her career? Or will the Olympic champion remind everyone why she once ruled the tennis world? Buckle up, because this is going to be a war. The William H.G. Fitzgerald Tennis Center in Washington, D.C. is buzzing with electric energy as two of Asia's finest tennis warriors prepare to collide. On one side of the net stands Alex Eala, a 21-year-old Filipina who has captured the hearts of millions and the respect of the tennis world. Just weeks ago, she was walking on the hallowed grass of Wimbledon's center court, having just accomplished what no Filipino player had ever done before, reaching the fourth round of a Grand Slam. But it wasn't just the deep run that made headlines. It was WHO she defeated along the way. Eala stunned the tennis universe by dethroning the defending champion and world number 3, Iga Swiatek, in a commanding performance that announced her arrival on the biggest stage of them all. That victory wasn't just a win. It was a statement. It told the world that Alex Eala is no longer just a promising prospect. She is a legitimate force to be reckoned with. But standing in her way tonight is a player who knows exactly what it feels like to be on top of the world. Zheng Qinwen is no stranger to the bright lights and the pressure that comes with them. The 23-year-old Chinese sensation etched her name into the history books when she dominated the Paris Olympics women's singles competition in 2024. She swept Croatia's Dana Vekic in the finals to capture the gold medal, becoming the first Asian player to win an Olympic gold medal in tennis singles. Before that, she had already announced herself to the world by finishing runner-up at the 2024 Australian Open. At her peak, Zheng soared to a career-high world number 4 ranking in June 2025. She was considered by many to be the future of women's tennis. But the path to greatness is never a straight line. A right elbow injury in July 2025 forced Zheng to undergo surgery, sidelining her for months and causing her to slip to world number 123. Now, she's on a comeback mission. And there's no better way to announce your return than by taking down one of the hottest players on tour. If you think this is just another first-round match, think again. There's history here. There's pain here. There's a score that needs to be settled. To understand the magnitude of this encounter, we have to rewind the clock to the 2023 Hangzhou Asian Games. It was the semifinals of one of the most prestigious tournaments in Asia. A young, 18-year-old Alex Eala was representing the Philippines with hopes of bringing home the gold. Standing in her way was the top-seeded Chinese star, Zheng Qinwen. What followed was a match that would leave a lasting scar on Eala's career. Zheng edged out the Filipina in a thrilling 3-set battle that tested every ounce of their physical and mental endurance. The final score, 6-1, 6-7, 6-3. It was the kind of loss that stays with you, the kind that fuels your training sessions at 5 a.m., the kind that plays on a loop in your mind during every grueling practice. For Eala, that defeat was devastating. She settled for the bronze medal, while Zheng went on to capture the gold. But here's the silver lining that should give every Eala fan hope. Eala was the only player in the entire tournament to take a set off Zheng. In a tournament where Zheng dominated everyone else, the young Filipina pushed her to the absolute limit. That's not a sign of weakness. That's a sign of potential. That's a sign that Eala has what it takes to compete with the very best. Now, 3 years later, the two are set to face off again. But the circumstances could not be more different. Eala is no longer the wide-eyed teenager stepping onto the court against a seasoned veteran. She's a world number 28 who has just beaten the defending Wimbledon champion. She's a player who has won a WTA title this season. She's a fighter who has proven time and time again that she belongs with the elite. This isn't just a match. This is redemption. This is Eala's chance to erase the ghosts of Hangzhou and prove that she's a different player now. Now let's break this down, because on paper, this matchup is as fascinating as it gets. When you look at the rankings, Eala is the clear favorite. She's currently sitting at a career-high world number 28, while Zheng has slipped to number 123 after her injury struggles. But rankings in tennis can be deceiving, especially when you're dealing with an Olympic champion who knows exactly what it takes to win on the biggest stages. Zheng's pedigree is undeniable. She's been to a Grand Slam final. She's won an Olympic gold medal. She's been ranked inside the top 5 in the world. This is a player who has experienced the highest of highs and knows how to handle pressure. On the other hand, Eala has been on an absolute tear this season. She won a WTA title, reached the semifinals of the Berlin Tennis Open, and made a historic run to the round of 16 at Wimbledon. Her game has evolved tremendously under the guidance of the Rafa Nadal Academy, where she has been training since she was a teenager. But there's more to this than just rankings and recent form. This is their first ever meeting on the WTA Tour. They've only played once before, that unforgettable semi-final at the Asian Games. What does that mean? It means there's no recent tape to study, no recent tendencies to analyze. It's a blank canvas, and whoever can impose their game plan early will have a massive advantage. For Eala, the key will be her aggressive baseline game and her ability to dictate points with her powerful forehand. She has shown time and time again that she can match power with power. For Zheng, it's about rediscovering the form that made her a world number 4. She has been struggling with consistency since her return from surgery, but we all know what she's capable of when she's firing on all cylinders. One thing is for certain, both players have everything to gain and nothing to lose. Eala wants revenge and a statement win. Zheng wants to prove she's back. This is going to be a battle of wills. If there's one thing that sets Alex Eala apart from many other players on tour, it's the unwavering support of the Filipino community. And in Washington, D.C., that support is on full display. Filipinos from the D.C. area and neighboring states have flocked to the Mubadala D.C. Open to catch a glimpse of their tennis heroine. They've been following her every move, from the moment she walked out of the players' lounge to her practice sessions on the court. During a recent practice session with American Ashlyn Kruger, fans crowded outside the practice court, thrilled to see the Filipina sensation in action. "We are so proud of her. Keep going, Alex," one fan shouted. "She is such an inspiration," said a young Filipina supporter. "I don't even play tennis, but I love the way she fights on the court." That kind of energy can be a game changer. In a sport as mentally demanding as tennis, having a crowd behind you can lift you up when your legs are heavy and your mind is tired. It can give you that extra burst of energy to chase down one more ball. It can remind you why you're out there fighting in the first place. For Eala, the Filipino crowd is more than just fans. They're family. They're the reason she carries the Philippine flag with so much pride every time she steps onto the court. President Marcos himself has praised Eala, saying she represents the best of Filipinos. Her Wimbledon breakthrough went beyond sports. It united an entire nation. And now, as she prepares for one of the biggest matches of her career, she knows that millions of Filipinos back home are watching, praying, and believing. That's not just support. That's a superpower. When Eala looks up at the stands and sees the Philippine flag waving, she'll be reminded that she's not just playing for herself. She's playing for 110 million people who see her as a symbol of hope and inspiration. And with that kind of backing, anything is possible. The winner of this match doesn't just walk away with bragging rights. They walk away with a spot in the round of 16, where a monumental challenge awaits. 7th-seeded and defending champion Leylah Fernandez of Canada. Fernandez is no stranger to big moments herself. She reached the U.S. Open final in 2021 and has been a consistent threat on the WTA Tour ever since. But before anyone can think about Fernandez, they have to get through this. And let's be honest, this matchup is far more than just a stepping stone. This is a statement opportunity. For Eala, a win here would be the biggest victory of her career since Wimbledon. It would prove that her Swiatek upset wasn't a one-off miracle. It would prove that she belongs in the conversation with the very best in the world. It would send a message to the entire tour: Alex Eala is here to stay. For Zheng, this match is equally critical. She's been fighting her way back from injury, and a win against a top 30 player like Eala would be a massive confidence boost. It would signal to the tennis world that the Olympic champion is finally back. It would remind everyone why she was once considered the future of women's tennis. Both players have everything on the line. Both players have something to prove. And both players know that this match could define their seasons. For Eala, this is also about the bigger picture. The Mubadala DC Open is the first stop of the North American hardcourt swing leading to the US Open. A deep run here would set the tone for the rest of the summer. It would give her momentum, confidence, and ranking points that could propel her even higher in the world rankings. And let's not forget the historical significance. A Filipina tennis player has never reached the heights that Eala has already reached. She's already broken barriers that seemed insurmountable just a few years ago. But she's not done yet. She's hungry for more. She's hungry for revenge. She's hungry to prove that she can beat anyone on any given day. Tonight, she has that chance. Tonight, she faces the Olympic champion. Tonight, we find out if Alex Eala can shock the world once again. The court is set. The stage is massive. And the question on everyone's lips is simple: can she do it? Watch live now and be part of history. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe the channel right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.